Welcome to the Rebel Movement podcast, where four established entrepreneurs give you the tools and resources to build your business your way. Today, you're with me, Gráinne O'Malley, and we are going to dive into how you can uncomplicate your success plan. So, the reason I wanted to do this episode is because when I first started attempting to build a business in the online space, I was completely overwhelmed by all of the advice, the instruction, the things that I was supposed to do, the things that I definitely wasn't supposed to do if I wanted to be successful within the online space. And it can be really, really overwhelming when you first start out building an online business because you do have all of this noise that you're facing about how you're supposed to build your business. And today, I wanted to break it down for you in terms of what I see as the actual foundational building blocks that you should put in place so that you can have fun in your business, so that you can build in flexibility and flow, and you can do things your way. If you get these core building blocks in place, then really whatever other strategies you want to explore and try, you can do so because you have put foundational pieces in place to support your business to be able to grow and flow for you. So before I get into my main tips on that, I wanted to give you a little bit of my background, a little bit of my story, because it's really relevant, I guess, to this topic. So before I started the Living Business Project, which is my online business, I had another business. I had an events business for 4 years, which was on paper very successful. It had the six figures, it had a full team, a city center office. We had been featured in press, TV, radio, print. We'd won awards, all of the things that on paper made it look really successful. But I had started that business from a point of burnout in my corporate career where I really had got to a point where I didn't even really recognize myself anymore. And I'd been working in hustle energy for so long that it got to the point that I just couldn't do it anymore. And I took a pause in my corporate career to figure out, was this the point that I was actually going to let myself lean into the pull into entrepreneurship that I'd been feeling? So this was late 2015, early 2016 when I started my first business. So I started that business purely from the standpoint of knowing that I wanted to be a business owner, that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. But I brought with me all of this conditioning from my corporate career about hustle energy and pushing and struggling and all of those things. So while that business looked successful on paper, quite often it did not feel like an enjoyable experience for me because I was in such a state of anxiety and overwork and hustle for so much of the period of building that business. Now, when that business stopped overnight, thank you, March 2020, we all know what happened in March 2020. The global pandemic really affected the events industry. So that business effectively stopped overnight. And I was given this hiatus that I had not expected to have, which actually gave me this opportunity to reflect on the way that I'd been running that business. And I knew that I could build and grow a successful business, but I also felt that there was more that I could do to actually make that process more enjoyable. And that's where the Living Business Project came from. It was a movement that I wanted to create to support women and myself in the process of building businesses that felt like a truer reflection of them, that felt like something that they could live through and be their authentic self within, and also that really grew and evolved with them to support them to live the kind of lifestyle that they wanted to live. So a living business, something that you could live through and with and alongside. And when I decided that I wanted to build this business in the online space, I wanted to move as far away from what I had been doing in terms of the feeling that I had so much of the time in my last business. And with that, combined with all of this conflicting information about how you're supposed to build a business in the online space, I found myself feeling really confused and really stuck a lot of the time during the process of setting up the Living Business Project. And really, if I had allowed myself to find this sweet spot with bringing in some of the elements of structure that had really helped me to build my last business, and allowing myself to bring in nervous system regulation, which has been a game changer for me over the last couple of years and something that I'm really passionate about supporting my clients with, to create that flow and freedom and that feeling that I wanted in my business, things would have clicked into place much quicker. So that's what I want to take you through today, is a little bit about how you can combine those things so that you can create a really solid structure and foundation to build your business on, and allow yourself the flexibility and flow to grow your business in the way that you want it to grow, so that you can feel the way that you want to feel in your life and your business every single day. So let's get started. I'm going to take you through my core points, or my core things that you should put in place to allow yourself this freedom and flexibility. So the very first thing, before you get into thinking about the structure of your business or what you're going to sell or who you're going to sell it to, is to really know yourself, really get to know why you're doing what you're doing. And this is as relevant for you if you're an established business owner, if you have an established business, as it is for you if you are starting off. Because, as I say, you can have a successful business on paper while feeling completely disconnected from yourself. And really, what is the point of that? If it's a thing that you set out to create an entity, to create a business that allows you to feel more freedom than you would feel in a corporate environment, then we want to feel connected to our sense of self. We don't want to feel disconnected from who we are and the reasons why we're doing this. So this is something to revisit at every stage of growth along your journey. Why am I doing this? What do I want from this? Get to know yourself and what your drivers are, and get to know what you want your business to support you with. Really get clear on the lifestyle that you want to create through your business, because when you can do that, it's so much easier then to be able to align your business model and your strategy with that lifestyle. So setting up your business in a way that actually supports that lifestyle, rather than creating a business and then hoping that it gives you the lifestyle that you want. We want to be intentional about that process. So know yourself, know why you're doing it, know what you want this to support you with in life. That is the first thing. The second thing then is to look beyond yourself and look at who you want to serve and impact, and why. So who is your ideal client? What do they want in life? What does their day-to-day look like? What are they struggling with? What can you support them with? Why are you feeling drawn to support them, to impact them, to serve them? Get as clear as you possibly can about that. And in this process, what you want to do is not just write out their demographics, like we've seen this before as well, map out your customer avatar, your client avatar, talking about their age and their demographics and all of that. Really, the most effective way to do this is to sit and close your eyes and visualize this person from the moment they get up in the morning till the moment they go to bed at night. What does their day look like? What are the feelings that they experience every day? What are the things that they think about? And if it's a thing that you don't know the answers to those questions, you need to go and do some market research and figure those out. Because when you can get really clear on that, painting the picture of their day, it's going to help you to be able to structure your sales content, your messaging, the way that you connect with your potential customers on a really deep level. You're going to be able to draw people into your world because you're speaking their language. You're painting a picture for them of what their life looks like and what their life could look like when they come and work with you. You're showing them the possibility, but you're connecting with them on a level that they can really understand. And you're showing that you get it. So you're instantly building a sense of trust with them by showing them how much you understand what their life looks like right now and what it is that they are aspiring to. So that is the next thing. Who do you want to serve and impact, and why? Who are they? What does their life look like? What are they aspiring to? What are they struggling with? And then you want to pinpoint what makes your approach different. So how are you going to support those people? What is it about you that makes you uniquely qualified to be able to serve the people that you want to serve? What differentiates you from other offers or other products or other service providers that are out there? What makes you different and unique? And this is where you can go back to your unique skill set, your unique journey and your experience to date. And another amazing way of pinpointing this is it's a little piece of work that I do with most of my clients as well, is to build your credibility bank and to reach out to your friends and your family, your peers, people that you have worked with before, previous clients even, and ask them what they think you are amazing at, what they would come to you for help and support and advice with, and see what comes back to you. And you can use that to start to put together the reasons why you are different, what differentiates you, what makes you amazing, and what makes you uniquely qualified to support the people that you want to support. That's the third thing. Now, when you've done that, when you've got that level of clarity on who you are, what you're doing, what you want your business to support you with, who you want to serve and impact and why, and what makes your approach different, then it's time to look at your offer and product suite. So not before you've done that piece of work, but after that piece of work, because it will come so much easier to you. So look at what it is that you want to put out into the world to be able to support the people that you want to support. What is your offer suite going to look like? What are you going to be selling? And with this, you can have a whole suite of products or services that cater to different needs within your niche. So different stages that your ideal client might be at, you can have a product suite that serves them at those different stages. So you could have something that is a lower ticket, lower priced offer for them if they're only getting started. You can have something that is a much higher level of support. This is obviously if you're a service provider or if you're a coach or if you're working in the online space in that capacity. You can structure your offer suite so that it has a journey to it, so that it has levels to it, so that you are serving the same person, but that same person at different stages of their journey. And that creates a really comprehensive journey and a really kind of attractive menu for your potential clients and your customers. When you've decided on those range, that menu that people can choose from when they're coming into your world and they're ready to try out working with you, when you've decided on that, then it's really time to map out your customer journey. And this is a journey that you're going to take people on from the moment that they come into your world as new leads for you, as people who don't really know that much about you, right through to the moment when they are ready to make a purchasing decision from you. What does that journey look like? How are they finding you? How are you bringing them into your world? How are you nurturing the relationship with them to build the trust factor, the know-like trust factor with them so that they are ready to make a buying decision? And a really simple way to do this, to figure out what your customer journey looks like, is to use a system called the AIDA model. If you haven't heard of the AIDA model before, it stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. And essentially, they're the 4 stages that you are going to be connecting with people in when you're building your customer journey. So let's go through that in a little bit of detail. So I want you to think about the AIDA model as being like a funnel, okay? So it's a funnel where at the top of the funnel, you've obviously got the widest part of the funnel where people are maybe discovering you on social media or seeing a piece of content that you did or listening to a podcast that you guested on, and it's capturing their attention. That's the first stage, is attention, okay? So that's the part of your funnel where you want to be getting in front of people who've no idea who you are, but who fit with that ideal client that you have identified. And that's the part where you want to be shouting, hey, look at me. It's about grabbing their attention. It's about making them notice your business. So how do you do that? You can do that through, first of all, through getting really clear on your messaging, on the way that you want to speak to them, on what it is that they're struggling with, which you've already mapped out in those earlier stages, what it is they're struggling with, and what it is that they're aspiring to, and speaking to that, okay? Getting that as clear as you possibly can. And then how do you grab their attention with that messaging wrapped into it? So you can use things like really catchy headlines or phrases that are going to make them stop the scroll. You can make sure that you're getting onto the right platforms where your audience is hanging out. So what social media platforms are they on? What websites or groups are they on? What are they searching for on social media? How can you answer those questions in a way that grabs their attention? So imagine that you are scrolling through whatever social media platform you like to scroll through, and suddenly something pops up with a phrase that makes you go, what was that about? And when you click into it, then you realize actually that's speaking to a problem that I have or to an aspiration that I have, suddenly you've grabbed that person's attention. So that's the attention stage. The next part of your funnel, then we're getting further down the funnel. So it's going from being a really wide top of your funnel to getting a little bit narrower at the interest stage. So when you've got their attention, you want to keep them interested. So this is where you can share a little bit more about what you offer and why it's amazing, why you've created it. Again, speaking to the type of person that you've created it for and that picture that you're painting about the possibility beyond working with you, what lies beyond when they come in and work with you or buy from you. What is the transformation that is possible for them after that? So you want to do this by really providing value to them. So really informative content, whether that's blog posts, articles, workshops, whatever works for you. You can also bring in then really engaging content. So, fun videos, lighthearted videos that are going to emotionally connect with them, or content that's going to emotionally connect with them. And then this is where you bring in what makes you unique. So what makes your product or service special? What makes you different? From there, we're going to move them down. Obviously, at this stage, you've grabbed their attention. They're now interested in what you do. And by talking to them in these terms about what makes you different, and really building that know, like, trust factor, you're moving them through to the next stage of the funnel, which is the desire phase. So at this stage, they know what you're offering, and now you want them to really feel like they need what it is that you're offering. So this is where you can show them some proof to create safety around what it is that you're offering. So this is your success stories, your testimonials from previous clients and customers. You can show how your product or your service made a real difference to their lives, and write in a way that really makes an emotional connection that shows really clearly the transformation that comes from working with you in these ways. So what will happen then is, at this desire stage, as your ideal client is reading these stories, they are already aware of what you do. They're already interested in what you do. At the desire stage, they're reading these testimonials and these stories and these experiences, and they're thinking, I want that too. So you're creating this desire in them. And then the final stage is action. And this is where you get your potential clients to go from being interested in what it is that you're doing and potentially wanting what it is that you are doing and offering, to purchasing from you, to signing up to work with you, to making that buying decision. So you do this through having really clear calls to action, showing them what the next step is, and then making the journey as easy for them as possible. So if they're on the fence, maybe there's an incentive you can throw in, an exclusive incentive that you can throw in to sweeten the deal for them. Making your checkout process as easy as possible, big buy now buttons on your website, links, really clear links in your social media content, whatever it is, but making that process as simple as possible for them to take action. So that's how you can map out that customer journey. The awareness stage at the start is the attention stage. Your potential customer sees your business for the first time, maybe through a piece of content that they've stumbled upon. You guide them through then to being interested in what it is that you're doing, moving them through this journey by finding more interesting content that keeps them engaged. Then you're creating desire through positive experiences, through testimonials, creating that trust and safety for them. And finally, then you've got a really clear and compelling offer that fits with the stage that they are at, that they can take action on really easily. So to make a purchase, to sign up, whatever step you want them to take next. That's how you map out your customer journey. It's as simple as that. And essentially, that is it. That's how you create your success plan. It's those first stages at the start of knowing yourself, knowing your customer, knowing what makes you different, mapping out a product suite for your customer at the different stages that they're at, and then using the AIDA model to create a customer journey that guides them through the process of finding you, of knowing you and understanding you, and then wanting what it is that you are offering. That's it. In its most simplistic terms, that is how you create a successful, sustainable business. To grow and to scale beyond that, you're just layering more things on top. You're not changing anything in that process, but you can look at additional things like affiliate programs and referral programs to spread the word even further about what you do. You can look at guest speaking opportunities and guest writing opportunities to get in front of new audiences in bigger ways. You can look at going from offering individual offers to one-to-many offers or passive offers, bringing more automations into your business so that you can scale. But they're just additional things that you layer on top of those foundational building blocks. So that's my top tips for you today as to how you can uncomplicate your success plan. If you can get those foundational pieces in place, you can have so much fun in your business with how you choose to get visible, with how you choose to promote what it is that you're doing, with how you choose to structure your offers and your services going forward. You can take your business in any direction that you want to, but having those foundational blocks in place is going to really help you to have the structure to be able to bring the flow that you want into your business without getting overwhelmed by all of the opportunities and all of the options that are available to you, without feeling imposter syndrome because you're looking at what everybody else is doing and feeling like, I don't know how to do all of that stuff. This gives you those foundational pieces, that gives you that structure to allow you to feel most in your power and to create a business that truly feels aligned to your lifestyle. If you have any questions on anything that I covered today, please do reach out to me. You'll find my link in the description below. You'll find me on Instagram at Living Business Project. But this is the kind of stuff that we go into in so much more detail inside the Rebel Movement membership. So if this is speaking to you, if you are ready for this kind of level of support, you'll find a special link in the description below for you as one of our beautiful podcast listeners to access the Rebel Movement membership. So check that out if you're feeling called. And until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your day and I will speak to you soon.